Countdown for blast off. X minus 5, 4, 3, 2, X minus 1, fire. From the far horizons of the unknown come transcribed tales of new dimensions in time and space. These are stories of the future, adventures in which you'll live in a million could-be years on 1,000 maybe worlds. The National Broadcasting Company, in cooperation with Street and Smith, publishers of astounding science fiction, presents
X minus 1.
Tonight's story, Ray Bradbury's Dwellers in Silence. "20 years had passed. 20 years since the last of the giant migration ships had crashed to the surface of Mars, bearing its pitiful handful of survivors of the Earth Wars. 20 years of longing, of turning eyes toward the green Earth as it hung on the horizon like a beckoning light. And now it was done. And the first new ship, built of shining Martian chromaton, had lifted bravely toward home with 3 men locked in its metal belly.
There it is. You can barely see the top of the Atomic Trades building in the twilight. They never finished building.
Captain.
What is it?
Am I going out of my mind? Look, out that way, to the west. Could that be...
Heaven, it is. Those are lights. Turn the ship. Full cruising speed.
They are lights. Captain, it's a city, a whole blasted city lit up like a Christmas tree. What do you think of your dead planet now, Williams?
Decelerate to -5. We're going to take her down.
Unbelievable. We've been walking for hours now and not a soul to be seen.
There must be someone. How do you explain the lights?
Unless they've been burning like this for 20 years.
Impossible.
I don't know.
Municipal building. Do we have a look here, sir? Possibly the records might contain some.
That's a good idea. Keep your weapons ready. We'll start right here with the city clerk's office. Better check radiation again, Doctor.
Well, not enough to do any damage.
Gives you the creeps, doesn't it? Look at this desk. Papers crumpled, inkstand, just as if somebody came in and worked here every day. Dog licenses, hunting permits.
That's strange. There's ink in that inkstand.
Well, what of it?
Well, you'd think standing open for 20 years it would have dried up. Good heavens.
If I hadn't heard it with my own ears. Evans, did that phone ring?
Yes. Well?
Pick it up, Doctor.
Hello?
Good day, Doctor. How are you? I called to ask some advice about a trepanning problem. Can you tell me if the lateral cut should be made first?
Hello? Hello? This is absolutely insane. Hello?
Thank you, Doctor. I'll do that. By the way, how is your wife, Alice? And the girls? And your son, John? Fine boy, John. I'll call again tomorrow. Goodbye, Doctor.
Hello? Hello? Huh. Gone dead.
Who was it?
I don't know. Strange voice carried on a conversation about some surgical operation without paying the slightest attention to anything I said. Captain.
What is it?
Listen. Someone is coming, walking slowly toward the corridor.
Coming closer.
Jumping Jupiter. It's a man. An old man.
Are you... Is it really someone? You seem to be real. I saw the ship come down, and I thought perhaps I was losing my mind. It's been so many years.
I'm Captain John Parsons. These are my assistants, Dr. Evans and Mr. Williams. We returned to Earth from Mars.
Then it's happened. We're not alone anymore. Forgive me, gentlemen, if I seem moved. I've waited and hoped for so long.
You survived the radiation.
We did.
There are others.
My family. We are the only ones.
I answered the phone a moment ago. Who was it?
You heard my voice, Doctor.
Yours?
Yes. To break the loneliness. I've recorded my voice and rigged up an automatic telephone. It's pleasant to hear the phone ring. I come here to work.
I take it you are a medical man.
My name is Cornelius Hathaway.
Hathaway? Hathaway, the brain surgeon?
You know my name?
Who doesn't? I watched you on television at college. Why, I saw you 23 years ago. You performed a difficult surgery for a cerebral tumor.
Thank you. I'd almost forgotten. My mind, you see, I'm almost 80 now.
Well, you look fine, sir.
We've had the best of everything. An entire city to choose from. Cold storage, the best equipment. But come. There's a fine dinner waiting for you, and you'll want to meet my family. When I saw the ship come down, I told Alice, my wife, you know, to prepare a feast. This is a great day for me, gentlemen. A great, great day. Alice, come out to the porch and see who we have here. Alice, you here? Come out. My wife, gentlemen. Alice, Captain Parsons, Dr. Evans, Mr. Williams.
How do you do, Hathaway?
How do you do?
And now, if you will follow me in, gentlemen, we'll meet my children.
Lord, what a beautiful woman.
She looks no more than 35.
Do you suppose the radiation could have done that to her?
I don't know.
And these are my daughters, Susan and Marguerite, and my son, John.
How do you do? How do you do, sir?
Sit down, gentlemen, sit down. We'll have a feast in honor of this occasion. Susan, Marguerite, get the best silverware and the damask napkins. And John, fetch the champagne.
Yes, Father.
Excuse me a moment, John.
Sir?
How old are you?
23, sir.
Thank you.
What is it, Captain? Something wrong?
Nothing. Except that it's impossible. You see, Dr. Hathaway's son was already in college when I started. That would make him at least 45. That was a wonderful meal, Mrs. Hathaway. Doctor, your wife is an exceptional woman.
Thank you, sir.
How would you gentlemen like some fresh gingerbread with your coffee? I baked it this morning.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Smell that, Doctor?
It's like coming home, Mrs. Hathaway.
It's like home having you here.
Mrs. Hathaway, may I compliment you on having preserved your youth and beauty so well?
Thank you. We have no worries here. No competition. All the things we need for material comfort.
Parsons and I were wondering, Dr. Hathaway, if the radioactivity had any effect in preserving tissue. Your children all look so young, too.
It is possible, gentlemen, of course. Radiation does strange things to living tissue. Alice, could we have some champagne? Alice.
Oh, I'm sorry. What, John?
Some champagne, please.
Champagne. Oh, yes, of course.
An amazing woman. Did you ever see such grace, such complete relaxation?
It doesn't seem quite natural.
I beg your pardon, gentlemen?
Captain Parsons was just about to ask how you and your family managed to escape, Dr. Hathaway.
We were very fortunate. You see, my home was in the Sierra Mountains at the time. I had a lead-lined laboratory in the basement where I did X-ray research. My hobby, you know. I chose this house because it was on a hill where I could watch the sky. Oh, the loneliness of those first years.
But at least you had your wife and children.
Yes, I had my family. If it were not for them, gentlemen, I assure you I would long ago have put a bullet in my head.
Champagne, Captain?
Oh, thank you, Mrs. Hathaway. May I propose a toast?
Oh, let me. Gentlemen, to Earth.
To Earth.
Earth. May she never be stranger to man. And...
Hathaway, what is it? You all right?
It's nothing. It's nothing, really. Just a rather sharp pain in the chest. Why don't you gentlemen go out on the porch and enjoy the air? You've had a long and tiring journey. Alice will show you the way.
Will you be all right, John?
Yes, don't trouble yourself. I'll see you all in the morning.
Good night, Doctor.
Good night. Come, John.
Yes, Father.
Well, what do you think of old Mother Earth now, Williams? Smell that summer breeze. Look at that view of the city, lighted up against the sky.
It has a certain quality. Well, score 1 point for the back-to-earth proponents.
I didn't say that.
You're beginning to feel it, though, Williams, I can tell.
If you don't mind, gentlemen, I'm quite tired. I think I'll turn in. Excuse me?
Well, Captain,
Well, what?
what do you make of all this?
I don't know what you mean.
This Hathaway and his family. There's something strange and unnatural going on here. I can sense it.
Oh, I think you're reading things into it, Doctor.
Perhaps. Well, I'll turn in, too. Coming?
In a moment, I want to smoke a cigarette.
It's a very beautiful view, is it not?
Oh, I didn't hear you come out. How is he?
Resting. I've never seen him this bad.
Yes, he's an old man. I'm sorry, but the difference in your ages is so apparent. You must have been married very young.
You don't know about us, then?
No,
Perhaps it is better that way.
I don't follow you. Is it something about your husband? He acts very strangely.
My husband is a very great man, Captain. It is too bad there was no one to appreciate him. Once he wired the whole city with sound speakers. And when he pressed a button, the whole town lit up and made noises as if 10,000 people were living in it.
He must have been very lonesome. Although, with a woman such as you, I don't understand.
Perhaps one day you will understand.
I hope you will come to trust me as a friend.
I can trust no one but him. Good night, Captain.
Good night, Mrs. Hathaway.
Captain. Captain Parsons.
What is it? Who's there?
Dr. Evans.
Oh, what's wrong? What time is it anyway?
2 a.m.
What's wrong?
I couldn't sleep. A few minutes ago, I heard someone slip out the front door. In the moonlight, I saw it was the old man. He was headed toward the ship.
What are you suggesting, Doctor?
Nothing, except that it's fairly unnatural for an old man with a bad heart to go wandering off at 2 in the morning.
Very well. We'll follow him. This is far enough.
What do you suppose he's doing? What are those on the ground?
Good Lord, those are grave markers. 4 of them.
You're right. He seems to be praying over them.
Listen.
Do you forgive me for what I have done? I had to do it. I was so lonely, so terribly lonely. You don't mind too much? You do forgive me, don't you? Yes. Yes, I feel you do. Well, I'm glad. I think perhaps I can rest now. I think
He's having another attack. Come on. Hathaway. Dr. Hathaway, can you hear me? Raise his head, Evans. Dr. Hathaway.
His lips are moving.
What is it, Doctor?
Closer. Lean closer. I'm sorry I had to spoil all of this. I've expected it for some time.
We'll fix you up.
No, I'm an excellent diagnostician. It really doesn't matter. Except for them.
What about them, Hathaway?
You suspected, didn't you?
Yes, I suspected. But I couldn't believe it until now. Do they know?
No, they wouldn't understand. I wouldn't want them to know. Ever.
Doctor?
He's dead, Captain. What was it he meant about your suspecting?
Light a match, Dr. Evans. Look on those 4 grave markers and tell me what you see.
Good heavens.
Well?
Alice Hathaway, Marguerite Hathaway, Susan Hathaway, John Hathaway. Died July 1987. But that's 20 years ago. It's impossible. If these markers are correct, then who are those others?
Can't you guess, Doctor? Can't you guess? I'm sorry, Mrs. Hathaway.
He didn't want us to feel badly. He told us it would happen one day and that he didn't want us to cry. He didn't teach us how, you know. He said it was the worst thing that could happen, to know how to be lonely and unhappy. We weren't to know what death is.
Perhaps it's just as well.
You know about us, don't you?
Yes, I know. I didn't think you knew yourself.
The children don't. I have been aware for a long while.
No one would have guessed. You're so perfect.
He would have liked to hear you say that. He was so very proud of us. After a while, he came to love us, and at the end he took us as his real wife and children. He even forgot sometimes that he had made us.
You gave him a great deal of comfort.
Yes. Over the years we sat and talked. He loved so much to talk. I was first, you know. Then he became lonesome for the children, and so he made them. There was only one thing, one flaw.
And that?
He couldn't make us grow old. And so he had to watch himself become an old, old man while we stayed young. It was a great blow to him.
We'll bury him on the hillside where the other 4 crosses are. I think he would like that.
Yes, he would.
Mrs. Hathaway, Alice, I think that you are a very great and wonderful woman. And so we commend the body of this man, John Hathaway, to his Maker. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust returneth. Amen.
Come, John.
Yes, Mother.
Susan, Marguerite.
Evans, Williams, stay here a moment, please.
What is it?
Let them go back to the house. I want to speak to you.
I know what you're going to tell us, Captain. I saw the names on the grave markers.
Well?
It's a mockery, a blasphemy of everything we believe in. For a man to do something so evil.
Can't you imagine what he faced? Can't you imagine what it must have been like to have watched his wife and children die slowly of radiation burns? To know that he was the last man on the face of the earth, alone, eternally and unalterably alone. Good Lord, man, what would you have done if you'd had his medical and technical genius? I'll tell you, you'd have come back to your laboratory just as he did and tried to recapture all the wonderful things that they had been to you. You'd use all the power of your memory, all the accuracy of your fingers, and you'd try to put together, bit by bit, all those things that were wife, son, and daughter.
It's incredible.
So you suggest that we take them back, Captain?
I don't know. We haven't enough space in the ship for that. Every ounce counts. Still, to leave them here like that, alone...
I think I have an answer, cold-blooded as it may seem.
Go on.
I suggest that we turn them off.
Do you think I could do that?
No, but I think I could. After all, they aren't human. They're worse than robots. They're ghoulish. I suggest you go back to the ship, Captain, and leave me to deal with them.
I will not permit it.
You've no choice in the matter. I assure you it'll be quick and entirely painless.
I hate to admit it, but he's right, Captain. We can't take them with us, and it would be less than human to leave them here without Hathaway. They were created by him for himself. They have no other feelings, no other purpose. If you leave them, they'll go on year after year, night after night, talking, laughing, baking strawberry biscuits for no reason, not knowing who they are, why they exist.
Could you do it, Doctor?
I don't know.
I've already offered to do it.
No, I wouldn't want it to be you, Williams. You're sick. You have no feelings. If Dr. Evans here can do it, well, so be it.
It's a difficult thing, Captain.
Still, as you say, they aren't human. Logic is on your side. It isn't as if you were murdering someone. Well,
give me the blast gun, Williams.
We'll wait in the ship. Take off in half an hour.
Half an hour.
6:25. He should be back soon.
Yes.
He's doing the only humane thing, Captain. They're less than human.
Are they?
Well, it's done now. No one will ever... That's the airlock. He's back.
Well, here's your gun.
Did you do it?
When I entered the house, one of the daughters looked up at me, and she smiled. The others smiled. He taught them that, taught them to make him feel welcome when he came home at night. I knew that, and yet... Well, I should have done it then. I might have, but she came in. The wife. She said something about sitting down for a cup of tea. She looked at me with those fine, intelligent eyes. I couldn't do it. It would be murder. Cold-blooded murder.
I prayed you wouldn't be able to do it. There will never be anything as fine as they are, you know. Built to last 100, 200, perhaps 1,000 years. Well, get the course in the integrator, Williams. We'll take off in 20 minutes. I should be back by then.
You're going out, sir?
I'm going to say goodbye.
You've come back.
Only to say goodbye.
It was nice of you.
I wanted you to know that I'm coming back.
Here? To us?
Here. To you.
I believe you.
I never meant anything more.
When will you come?
I don't know. It'll take many years to prepare fuel for another trip. 6, 7, perhaps 10 years.
I will watch the sky at night, just as he watched it.
I'm not a young man.
Time is nothing to me. I was born out of time.
I'm afraid I must go now.
I understand. Strange. I have a new feeling. One which he didn't teach us. A feeling of longing, of sadness.
That one is not taught. It comes of being alive.
Yes, I am alive. Even though he created me, I'm a person now.
Goodbye, Alice Hathaway.
Goodbye, John Parsons.
You have just heard X-1, presented by the National Broadcasting Company in cooperation with Street and Smith, publishers of astounding science fiction. Tonight, by transcription, X-1 has brought you Dwellers in Silence, written by Ray Bradbury and adapted for radio by George Lefferts. Featured in the cast were Anne Seymour, Carl Weber, Theodore Osborne, Richard Hamilton, Edwin Jerome, and Stan Early. Your announcer, Fred Collins. X-1 was directed by Daniel Sutter and is an NBC Radio Network production. Don't forget, next week, X-1 will be heard on Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Like, oh my God, like I'm totally here. Oh no. Yeah, it's me, babies. I'm here. I'm back. I'm here. Let me see if I can get some more leash. Let me get some more leash on this headphone set here. Alright, here I am, yeah. Here I am, trying to make a mockery of my own mockery. Alright, let me see here. Can I hear me? I can hear me. Okay. That means if I can hear me, then I can hear me, and it doesn't matter about anything else. So hi, how are you, people? How's it going? How you doing? How you doing? Hey, yo, how you doing? Let me turn me up a little bit here. Hey, yo. Oh, boy. Okay, so the room is a little different. I changed things around just a little bit. So, here I am. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Comments popping up from Facebook. Comments about my comments, right? Oh my God, did he really say that? It probably did. Oh my God, let's cancel him out. I don't like what he says. He makes me emotional. We'd better cancel him. Oh my God. So I hope you enjoyed last night's episode of Those Amazing Animals, because that's all you're gonna get. So far, that's all I can find. That's it. No more. No more. I do have That's Incredible This Evening, episode 2. And, well, episode 2 in my file of like 14 or 15. So, expect to see more. That's Incredible. Okay? Now, one thing I did find that I probably cannot bring you. Last night, I scrolled through the first 10 or more seasons, all the 70s and 80s seasons, and watched the first episode of Saturday Night Live. I watched the very first episode. John Belushi's got that horrible part right down the middle of his hair, and his hair is just, looks like he's wearing a mop. Friggin' hilarious. And after having watched some stuff on Gilda Radner, I can totally see already in this first episode that she is totally looked over when it comes to talent. She's used just a tiny bit. Sure, it's the first show, but from what I understand, they didn't use her as much as they could have in the first season. She really had to fight to get on any episode that she was on, and it was like that for the girls there. Yeah, it's just the way it was. So I won't be here tomorrow at all day long. I'm taking the kids and dropping them off at a concert, and it should be really easy. The Velasco, over to Griffith Observatory, Hollywood sign, Hollywood Boulevard, Capitol, right around there, Hollywood Bowl. Drive around, park, get a few pictures, drive around, park, get a few pictures. Mainly just get a bunch of video. I'll be taking an old, not this guitar here, but the one in the case here next to me. This one here. I'll be taking that guitar with me and a strap. And it'll be like, okay, here's a cool shot. Get video of me playing. Zoom in on the fingers. And then pull back to the Hollywood sign. You know, something. And we'll just get some really good shots. And I'll just kind of piece it all together. It should be pretty interesting. And I'm probably not going to worry too much about the editing of this video yet. I'm going to need things to do during my hiatus. So I might just wait till then. Right? I just might wait until then. Because, you know, there's no sense in rushing. You know, don't need to just rush. What I do need to rush with is getting some more marijuana. I'll be putting in an order this morning and try to get some really, really good one-hit stuff. Because the stuff I have now, it's just not that. It just doesn't do it for the pain. In fact, because it's not doing it for the pain, it's creating more pain than it's helping. The longer I go without some kind of pain medication, it just snowballs and gets worse, you know. And yeah, I'll be seeing you in all the old familiar places. Yeah. Yeah, I'll be doing a little bit of ordering here at 8 o'clock. Just got to do it. I was pretty proud of myself for having found such a good deal on a half ounce that I didn't think that, well, I didn't think. But there you go. There you have it. There it is. Well. Next week's programming is done. I have one movie to upload, and then and I'm going to do that after the show here. Upload that last movie. It's a 3-hour deal because it's got all the commercials, and it's unedited, and it's got a before and after. It's a whole ABC theater thing. So I'll be loading up that and seeing if I get the okay. If I get the okay on that, then I will be making up the program guide later today and putting that to premiere on Saturday morning. More than likely when I get home from the concert, I'll come in here and screw around for a few minutes on the computer and upload that and make it my main video and get that weekly programming done. Get it on there, you know. And then I can come back later Saturday and upload the program guide to the community page. Because I'm going to use the community page as my programming guide. They give me 5 photos, that's 5 days a week. Right? So there. And then I don't know if I'm going to get out Sunday. I'd like to get out Sunday. If I get enough done on Sunday, then I might actually go out Sunday night to open mic. But I got to get it, you know. I can't be floundering. I mean, I've got next week pretty much to load up all of my videos. 32. So I pretty much got all those up. So I need to create 5x minus 1s. I need to create 2 radio shows and upload a bunch of movies and TV stuff. And that's pretty much it, yeah. Well, let me check my comment over there, yeah. Nothing much going on. And of course Saturday morning at about 2 or 3 in the morning I'll just pass out here, more than likely, and just pass out on the daybed here, because I don't usually sleep too well the morning after. I'll probably get a couple hours sleep, get up, have some big breakfast, and then go out for like 6 hours Saturday. So Saturday's a wash, Friday's a wash, Saturday's a wash, Sunday I gotta do the wash. Yeah, totally. So let's see here. Last night's nighttime nonsense and nostalgia show was pretty fun. Got a lot of new music. Tonight I'll be doing the last show of the week, and then I'm gonna owe quite a few lost episodes here pretty soon. And do I mind? No, not so much. Looks like I've got the first 3 weeks of Gildersleeve loaded already. Right. I know I created the Shadow and Dragnet. I think I've got to do Nero Wolf and Nightbeat for the week after next. I need to make a Nova. I need to upload 4 afternoon movies and 4 evening television movies. So it's not too bad. If I can stay ahead of the game during the week, then the weekend isn't all that treacherous trying to get my programming done, right? A watch. I gotta bring a watch with me. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So I did a little half caffeine, half decaf coffee this morning. So it's not waking me up as quick, which is good, because I don't need to just sit here and bounce off the frickin' walls and hover 6 inches off my chair. I don't need to do it. I ain't going nowhere. I ain't doing nothing. I'm gonna get done here and probably put something to upload and crawl back into bed. Oh, and order some dubage. Gotta order some good dubage. I'm not sure what I'm gonna order. I know that I want to order something really, really strong and stinky. Something that makes me cough. You don't cough, you don't get off. Yeah, well, I could have used some last night, really, because this other stuff just is not cutting it, and therefore, heretofore, and I ain't getting any younger here. It's just off balance. My floor is crooked. I've got a crooked floor. Yeah, that's it. Hey, good morning, Joey. What's going on, brother? How you been? How you doing? I'm still here. I'm still plugging away. Yesterday I had technical difficulties for the first hour of the morning, but I made it. I don't know how, but I made it. How you doing, buddy? I'm just trying to get through in a slow down period here at work. There's not much work going on. So I'm just kind of chilling out, trying to make up for it by investing time here. So this is what I got. I'm going to be working on some new camera angles in the next week. And I like this camera angle. This is a good camera angle. I think I'm going to get one from here, one from this side, coming down at my workstation here, so you can see more of what's going on. And then I want to run a bunch of USB cameras around. You've been going to bed around 8 a.m., huh? Oh, well. Good for you. I wish I could go back to bed right at 8 a.m. But it doesn't work that way for me. Doesn't work that way for me. Well, it seems kind of late to be going to bed for you with your schedule. I mean, the bummer about working was that on Monday it was okay because I got my most sleep on Sunday night. Monday night I got a little bit less. Tuesday night a little bit less. Wednesday and so on. So that by Friday I'm getting like 2 hours sleep. I'm running around going, oh man, I'm just fucking tired, man. And you'd think I would come home Friday after work and just fall over. No. It takes me until like Saturday or Sunday until I get to where I feel like I can actually sleep for, 6 or 7 hours. And then, of course, work again Monday, and it all starts over again. That vicious cycle of not getting enough sleep. Never enough sleep. Yeah. I don't know what to do about it, man. I was talking to my wife yesterday, and she says, you're gonna die, you don't get enough sleep. I said, yeah, well, at least I will have lived a double life because I don't sleep. I mean, what do you do? It's been like this my whole life. I've never been able to just turn it off and go to sleep. Never. My wife and daughter, easy. They get into bed, they close their eyes, they're out. I've never been able to do that. Never. It's like I'm struggling to hold on, to stay awake. It's like each night I die, right? And I like hold on until the very end, and then I'm resurrected as soon as possible, Doosh! Paddle me. Yeah. And there you are, and there's that. No light going on here. What kind of, what about this? Do I have there's a light. Is this going to help? I don't know. Does it do anything here? On. That's not good. White. Did that do anything? Tiny bit, huh? It did like a tiny bit. Yeah, it's not enough to think about. It's not enough. Yeah. I know I was in here yesterday and was watching a little TV with the missus. We like to watch Barnaby Jones. In fact, I just found Barnaby on, there he is. There's Barnaby Jones. Right, Buddy Ebsen and Lee Meriwether. She's awesome. But there's Barnaby Jones and Lee Meriwether. Buddy Ebsen. And that's pretty cool. We love this show. We can't get enough of that. Barnaby Jones. A Quinn Martin production starring Buddy Ebsen. Also starring Lee Meriwether. Mark Shera. Special guests. Flim Flanagan. Yeah. So, Joey, you been watching any of the stuff on my channel? Put on one of those old movies and chill out with that. Hang out with your dad and watch That's Incredible tonight. I get a kick out of that. No, really. Good stuff. Good stuff. I'm trying to fill up my programming with stuff that I have always enjoyed, or at least have enjoyed that genre. Right? I love education films from school, so I try to show as many of those as possible during the week. Old TV shows, made-for-TV movies. I love made-for-TV movies. Especially ABC. Of course, they were backed by Disney, so ABC movies were just awesome. I can't always get away with playing ABC movies here because it's Disney. But the made-for-TV stuff is never going to see the light of day again, right? It's never going to show up on TV. You're not even going to see it on one of those cable channels. I mean, those made-for-TV, ABC, Thursday night movie things, they're done, right? And so therefore, if I can dig them up, I'm going to drag them over here and punch them up on a screen for you. Because it's awesome sauce. It's awesome sauce. Ventriculus to placulus. Say that 10 times fast. Ventriculus metaculus. Ventriculus metaculus. Ventriculus metaculus. Ventriculus metaculus. Stop it. Stop it! He's messing up, man. He's messing with my head. Meticulous, meticulous. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. The Yanomamos. Yeah. The Yanomamos. So, I'm going to have to do my camera angle here because I've got a lot of stuff going on right here. This wool. And I want to be able to share it with you because, well, because this is my world. You're just welcome to my world. This is my world. This is my place. This is what I do. These are my things. Oh, meticulous, meticulous. Meticulous, meticulous. Shut up. Oh, Charlie's here. Charlie. Kids are passed out. They probably stayed awake late. Giggling. Yeah, very cool. It's very cool stuff, yeah. Let's see. I'm gonna look through this computer file over here. Let's see. Movie Mondays. Movies from our childhood. Alright. We've already used some of those. Films we watched in school. Yeah. We pretty much uploaded all these, yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's go. Let's go back up then. What the desktop has to offer. Okay, here. Night of the Living Dead. We've used that one. I thought I had Life with Father here. No. Yanomamos. Yanom. Oh, wrong one. Yano. Mamo. Alright, we got my Novas here. Yeah. better move this guy. You're not supposed to be there anymore. You're supposed to be over in your file with the other night beats. Night beat. Da-da-da-da-dum-dum. Are we going? Yeah, we're going. Okay. Don't tell me it's already there. Good. Go. The Midnight Hour movie special, 1985. What's the Midnight Hour? Huckleberry. Now, if it's an ABC movie, more than likely it's a Disney Huckleberry. But then again, if it's Huckleberry, oh, it's Huckleberry. Okay, that's the Tom Sawyer Huckleberry Finn one with Ron Howard. That is an ABC. Maybe I can get away with that one. It's quite possible. Ron Howard, right? I mean, if you find anything with Ron Howard acting, right, in the late 70s, early 80s, it's like a miracle, right? It's like he was just trying to pay the bills while he was looking for director work, right? Just a great actor, though, you know. I would love to see Ron Howard in a movie, in one of those roles that his father would have played, Rance Howard, right? One of those old guys, you know, old guy in a suit and tie with a hat, you know. All right, you mugs, get over there in the corner. You know, that would be great. Yeah, it would be great to see Ron Howard in a movie, in a role, just a, you know, a bit part, but in a role that you probably would have seen his father doing. That would be cool. Yeah, because they look very similar, and they have, you know, of course, very similar acting techniques. Of course, Rance Howard has passed away, but his boys remain. And I'd really like to see them boys. In fact, I've been reading The Boys, the story of the Howard family. Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. Now, there's a couple of guys I'd like to meet. One of them or both of them, the Howard boys, the Howard brothers. We probably have nothing in common, right, other than our love for movies. But, you know, that would be really cool. I don't know what I'd say. I would probably ask Clint Howard, how did your family react when you told them you were going to be an evil speak? Right? How did they react to that? I don't believe that the Howard family is in any way overtly religious, right? It's like, sure, they believe in this and that, but they don't, they're not, you know, and quite frankly, I don't think there is much religion, organized religion in that family from what I understand in the book. You know, it's more about the business, storytelling. But yeah, Ron Howard, Clint Howard, a couple of great storytellers. They've passed it on. Bryce Dallas Howard she's pretty good. The first thing I saw her in was The Village, that M. Night Shyamalan movie. The Village, The Village. It's The Village, man. What are you, French? But yeah, good movie. Good movie. What is this? The movie of the week. And it is got no time on it. I don't know what it is. Oh, it's probably a preview. We got a couple of fall previews for ABC. I'll probably load those up week after next. I'm actually thinking about when I do a premiere at 8 o'clock, do another premiere at 8:30 because it's only a half-hour show. So if I do an X-1, I want to follow it up with something at 8:30. At noon, follow it up with something at 12:30. So it's all in the planning and the executing, gathering the videos, creating the content, and then uploading it. And that's all. Each video takes a certain amount of time to create that. The night beat, dragnet, that kind of stuff, that takes about an hour from start to finish to create the graphic, build the video, save the video, and upload the video to YouTube for a premiere. That takes around an hour to an hour and a half, depending on the size and speed, right? So doing a lot of videos in one day can be hard, can be very, very difficult sometimes. But if I got two computers working, one building videos and saving and processing, and then the other one uploading videos, and then switch. Okay, now you save a video and you upload a couple of videos. You know, or vice versa. You know, I usually try to do the long videos on the fast computers and the shorter, easier to manage videos on the other computer, and they will usually balance out, take about the same amount of time. I keep flashing back in my head here to 1981, 81, over that summer between 7th and 8th grade. My head keeps taking me places. Right? My God, he's suffering from dementia and he don't even know it. He's aphased. Probably. You know, if I'm going to suffer from some kind of dementia or Alzheimer's or aphasia or something, I'm just going to go with it, man. You know, I'm going to use it. Get production value out of it. You know, look at him, he's time tripping again, man. Now he's freaked in the head. Oh, right. The guy's mental. Aren't we all? Aren't we all? Well, I don't know about that. I don't know about all that. Arg. So, this is still working here. I like this here, but I want to be able to go to a long shot of this room, and I want to be able to go to a long shot on the side of this room. So we're just going to have to keep playing it by ear and seeing where we get and when we get there. Because I like this. I like this this shot here. And as a slightly zoomed in view is what I use for the nighttime nonsense and nostalgia show. But I want to dress this up differently. So I'm going to bring in a couple of radios and some more props. Yo, props, man. And try to set this stuff up a little bit more fun. Put some more stuff up there that we can talk about, and people can go, oh wow, man, I haven't seen one of those in like decades. What the hell is it? And I have no fucking idea. Found it in a yard sale, and it wouldn't leave me alone. That's usually what happens. I'll see something somewhere, swap meet, yard sale, thrift shop somewhere, and it won't leave my head, and I'll have to get it, put it on a shelf somewhere, even though I'm probably never going to look back at it again. I know that it didn't get thrown into a trash can or a landfill or something, and that's the important part. Where it goes from me is probably a safer bet that it's going to be saved, right? I hope that at some point I can start funneling a lot of this stuff over to the friends and family, like-minded individuals, etc., who are into this old vintage crap as much as I am, and want to save some for posterity, for historical purposes. You know, we got to save this stuff. There's still life left in all of these things. That reel-to-reel behind me there, and it's an identical match to this reel-to-reel up here, right? And both of them work perfectly, immaculately. They are awesome machines. I have a third one in a box, the original box with the original foam packaging, the original plastic anti-static guard, with the original instructions. It's just sitting there waiting to be waiting to be purchased, basically. Because while I am a collector and I did get these things to keep for me, at some point I'm not going to be here any longer and they're going to be sold off, right? So at some point people are going to be standing in line on my channel here, commenting, I want this, where do I bid, right? And it's quite possible that I'll have it set up so that toward my end, or after I'm gone, my daughter will have the ability to eBay a lot of this stuff and auction a lot of it off, right? And put links to my videos as a selling point, right? Like, these are the machines used by Crazy Old Weird Bearded Guy in the morning. That is for his nighttime nonsense and nostalgia show. This is the portable player that he used to play 78s on when he did his live, actually playing records show. That kind of stuff. You know, there are certain things, of course, that she will keep because they are handed down to her, like my record collection. Especially my books and my records. My 8-tracks, she's not going to want my 8-tracks. So my 8-tracks are going to get auctioned off. As a lot or as individuals, I may sell off 8-tracks before I'm gone. And mainly because I can refurbish them, rebuild them, put new metal splice, a new pad, lube them, tighten, loosen, do all the tension stuff, and test it, and then put it in a bag, and put a price on it. And out here in tourism land, I can easily get 10 to 15 or more per cartridge, especially if they're rebuilt, cleaned up, looking good, looking sharp. And I've got 100 unopened 8-tracks of or more. I've got like probably a couple of hundred of unopened 8-track tapes. Old time radio, music, weird stuff, blanks, unopened blanks, and a dozen players. Rather, a dozen stereos and players that do 8-track. Stop it. I know Joey's like, man, I'm tired. Stop it. I'm going to bed. You keep yawning. Go to bed, damn it. Yeah, I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. No, don't tell me. I gotta warm up my coffee. That's what I'm telling you. That's what I'm saying. totally. Right. Okay. No wedgie. Please, no wedgie. Oh, okay. So, how's everybody out there in TV land? Huh? Boys and girls? How y'all doing? If you missed my nighttime nonsense and nostalgia show, you're missing out. I'm having so much fun now. I keep track of every show that I do, and I write stuff down. So just like I learned in school, you read it, you write it, you say it, you hear it, right? Look at it, and it's going to stick. So I'm hoping that at some point I'm going to know the 1920s and 30s music as well as I know my own, right? Music from, Iron Maiden, Number of the Beast, Run to the Hills, Trooper, so if I can start to recall artists and songs and years and stuff, well, I'm doing pretty good, right? And this whole channel is not just me posting videos and going live and going. I mean, it's this right here is my antidepressant therapy here. The other show, especially the nighttime nonsense and nostalgia show, that's my cognitive skills show. That's the one that helps me to work on my memory and my speech and being able to talk without stuttering and stammering, which happens a lot if I used to do that a lot, talking to employers, relatives and stuff. I'd get worked up and I'd start stammering, and so, or I would just forget what I'm saying, So now, with the evening show, 5 nights a week, I'm reading and remembering and writing and doing all of these things that I haven't done since I was in school 10 years ago, at the college down the road. So it's pretty cool. I'm working on me. I'm working on my channel. The whole thing's helping me with my personal life. Physically, I'm screwed, but I can get around all that physical disabilities and anomalies and shit by concentrating my imagination into this channel, honing, funneling, channeling. It's doing it all here, getting it out of my head, getting out of my head, getting it all out of my head. It's important, and having suffered from depression my entire life, and living in my head my entire life, always worrying about, things I can't control. And the things that I can control, letting them fall to the wayside because I'm so worried about all the things I can't control, right? Crazy, vicious cycle. So, it's taken me 50-some years to figure it out. And I figured out that by, of course it could have been anything, right? But I've done everything. I've thrown myself into so many different things, and while it's fun for a while and it keeps me distracted, it never lasts, right? I'm always going back and forth with my guitar, Whereas this, I get up every morning and I'm here, and this has become a regular part of my life. This is a staple in my diet now. I gotta have this. If I don't have this for more than a weekend, I start to get a little twitchy. I start to get a little edgy. I start to get too emotionally wrapped up in shit that's going on, and then it starts bringing me down, But if I can do this, every day, 5 days a week, every day or two, it's really therapeutic. It really is. I'm gonna miss being here tomorrow. I really am gonna miss being here. I'm gonna probably sleep in heavily tomorrow and try to sleep until, what, maybe noonish, and then get up and run through the shower, and then get out of here probably by 2, I think is when we usually leave. It's like a 2.5, 3 hour drive to LA, depending on traffic, or it could be more than that. So we try to leave early enough so that they can get in line early, and get a good place. If they're not going to have me, so they're going to want to get as close as possible. Thankfully, Natalie, last time, my daughter, put us in the balcony because the balcony had seats, right? So the last concert we saw, I actually got to sit down, and it had been a couple of concerts, right? I think we sat down for the Psychedelic Furs, and we stood up for Starcrawler, and then we sat down for Motion City Soundtrack. So it's kind of up and down, up and down. I prefer to sit during a concert, and if everybody else is standing, if there's a clear shot to the stage, I'm still going to sit, you know. If I've got to do this so I can see in between a couple of people that are standing, I'll usually do that. Sometimes I can get up and stand for a few minutes, but more than likely I've got to sit, and I've got to have one leg over the other, or a leg in my lap or something, and try to tweak my spine a little bit, so I'm not in so much freaking pain, because it's like the 3 hours out, and then whatever we're doing for that, 5 or 6 hours of the evening, and then the 3-hour ride back. So it's a hell of a day. It takes its toll on me. It's a 12+ hour day. Totally. And while it's taxing on my body, I wouldn't give it up. I wouldn't trade it for the world, really. I wouldn't trade it for the world. And of course, this time, the wife is coming with me, mainly because I need a camera person. But this just means we get to hang out and do stuff like we used to do when we was dating, right? Because we don't get to, we have, over the last almost 20 years, we've just been doing the parent thing. And now, while we're still doing the parent thing, we have all of this time to ourselves, really. I mean, like we're all driving to LA together, but we're doing our own thing for most of the time that we're out there, I mean, that is awesome. That is so friggin' awesome, I know it's no big deal, dude, taking your kid and dropping your kid off, How many times you've done that? Well, not a lot, quite frankly. I mean, it's been, a lot over the last year or two, but even then it hasn't been a lot, yeah, I mean, our daughter's always been home. She's always been home doing school stuff, school, making sure that what's going on in her head is the most important thing, and she's created a really healthy person inside of herself, so much so that when she's out in the world, she's just a beacon, a bright light. Yeah, I'm getting all goobery again. Getting goobery. Oh, man. So I've got to work on a way to, well, to catalog the stuff that I'm uploading. I've already got a way to catalog the stuff that I've already uploaded, right? So I can keep track of it that way, and then eventually pull it all down into a file and number it so that it so yeah. And then I have to figure out how to number it and file it so that it stays in that order. It'll be easy to put it here. Well, I guess I just put numbers in front of them in the file names and then organize them by number, and that'll give me that first set of 3 numbers, and I should be able to go ascending, and boom. Totally, man. Totally. I might have to watch some Kung Fu. Poked around in the TV guide and found some Kung Fu. The Jodie Foster episode, right? I might have to pop that in and watch it. To pop it in. Was looking for another microphone. I've got another microphone like this one here. Like this microphone here. And I can't seem to locate it. I know it's probably just in a bag somewhere. I've probably just got another bag of microphones and parts and things, because I do that. I've just got a ton of stuff, and it becomes so unorganized. But my thinking was to put another microphone in this room here and kind of mic the room itself. So when I have a long camera shot, and you see the whole room, and I'm up moving around, I can be over there and have a mic over there somewhere so that I'm getting picked up in this room fully, right? Or when I'm on the TV playing a video game and the camera is pointed at the TV, that you hear what's coming out of the speaker, right? Because I think I'm going to go and do a basic thing here with the video games. Actually pipe the video game through the TV and camera pointed at the TV. I think that'll be kind of fun and retro. So it'll be more like you're actually in the room with me watching and playing. And then I can put me in a little square there next to in the corner so you can see me playing. You could see me playing, man. Yeah, I better do this hit. Scramble my brain more. Not quite sure. Not quite sure what I want to get. I don't want to take a drive. That's going to be too much of a hassle. Well, I don't know. Maybe the missus will be up for a drive down to Desert Hot Springs and just swing by the pot shop and pick up a satchel. I've got to get a little bit. I've got to get a certain amount if I want it delivered. You know, the minimum delivery amount. And I just need something to go into the weekend for my head, you know. But then again, if I'm going to get it, I might as well get a decent price and get a little something to carry me through next week as well. Because, you know, like when I go to the grocery store, I like to shop for at least 3 days at a time, right? I don't like to shop for more than that. I don't like to have a whole fridge full of food. But I know if I get 3 meals, right, that they're going to get dealt with in at least the next 3 or 4 days. That's about as far as I want to go. Usually I'll get like three fresh things to make, and it won't happen the first night, and then we might skip a night making stuff and make something real quick because of scheduling. But usually if I get 3 decent meals to make, then stuff doesn't go bad, right? And I try not to get a bunch of excess crap. I almost never shop for dessert. Of course, I'm always in the middle of the night. I'm always running around here going, I wish I had some dessert. But I would rather be doing that than to know that I can go in there and just gorge myself full of cakes and cookies and candies and stuff. Because I'll do that. You know, it goes back to being a kid, not having much to snack on. So, yeah, you grab onto some comfort food and start scarfing it down. Yeah. But I try not to get crap. I hemmed and hawed about what to get for dessert the last time I went to the store. And I kept looking at chocolate cake and danishes and donuts and cookies and all kinds of other stuff. And it all just seemed like it seemed like a stomach ache waiting to happen. Like, oh my God, I could see myself eating half that cake in one shot, right? It's like, nope, don't get that, don't get that, don't get that, don't. I wound up getting a pack of Nutter Butter cookies because my thinking was, well, they're kind of a bland cookie cracker with peanut butter, right? Peanut butter's good, it's protein. Of course, the peanut butter there has probably got a lot of sugar in it. But I was looking at like the cream sandwich cookies, like Oreo type things, the vanilla Oreos. And I was like, God, it's just a lot of sugar in there. At least with the Nutter Butters, I was convincing myself that at least I'm getting the peanut butter, which is protein, which has got to be better than just all sugar. So I got a pack of Nutter Butters. And knowing that, okay, well, if I'm going to eat Nutter Butters, if I'm going to eat cookies, then I'm going to want to have some milk. And that's going to make it healthier because I'm having milk. And I don't drink milk a lot. So, and I can only drink milk for about the first 2 or 3 days that it has been in the fridge and opened. Right? Like it's got to be in the fridge, in the back. It's got to, the temperature of the fridge has to be turned way down so that it keeps that stuff on just on the verge of freezing, right? And then I can only drink it for the first couple of days that it's open. And then I have to put it in a glass, in a chilled glass, in the freezer, and let it sit in there for another 10 to 20 minutes until it's icy. And that's the only way I can drink milk. That's it. That's all. Once it gets to a certain point in the refrigerator, it starts to take on a slightly different smell and taste, and I cannot stomach the thought of getting it close to my face. I know there's something weird and OCD in there, and probably a whole lot of other stuff. My daughter will have to figure that out. She's a psychology major. So at some point she'll figure out all of these kooky things in my head. Yeah, he was going through some weird shit. He was dealing with this and this and this and this. My God, I can write a thesis. I hope she does. I hope she uses me as her project. You know, get production value once again. You know, get the most out of what you got. You got a kooky dad and you're in psychology. Pff, bonus. Right? Win-win. Win-win? Oh no, the lady from that show. F is for Family. Oh man. What a monster of a show, right? That show just killed me. Bill Burr. I mean, I think the guy's funny, right? He's a crack up. He's the voice in my head, really, when he's on stage. But his show, F is for Family, it's a bummer that they killed it after 5 seasons. I'm sure he just got tired of it, right? He seems like a, yeah, right. yeah, Bill Burr. What a crazy dude. I guess it would be neat to see him live, which is probably real easy since we live like out here in Casino Alley in the desert, Palm Springs, Coachella area. There's like a half dozen casino venues plus other venues. So, pardonnez-moi. But yeah, Bill Burr would be cool to see. It would be cool to see more of that show, but I think it would be they'd probably come back for the wrong reason, or a movie, right? F is for family movie. That would be neat. That would be cool. I don't know that he would work on a sitcom situation like most stand-up comedians do, right? But you never know. You never know. He might work in that situation. I think most producers and stuff are thinking he just doesn't have the look, because because he is a kind of a he's like me. If I were to shave and cut my hair short, shave my head, shave my face, I'd be kind of a Bill Burrish guy, an old crusty fucker, pissed off at the world all the time. Coffee. Yeah. So, what? Hairy guy. I'm just a hairy guy. What are we going to be doing next week? My hope is that I get enough stuff on this channel so that people come by, watch a bunch of stuff, and tune into them on a morning one day and see me talking about old-time radio stuff. And I was like, dude, I just listened to about 7 of your shows, man, and I'm really into X-1, man. Just talk about it, all right? Yeah, totally cool. There's some great old-time radio stuff. I'm trying to get a bunch of educational films and stuff loaded up, so that eventually people are going to stop by and go, yeah, man, I saw that in school, dude. It was really cool. It scared me. I was just thinking about one of the episodes of X-1, and it is one called Universe. Universe, written by Robert Anson Heinlein, adapted for radio by Ernest Kanoy. And one of the stars of the episode is an actor by the name of Mason Adams, right? And he did a lot of TV. I think he did a show where he was an attorney with a bow tie. Just an older curmudgeon type guy. But his voice was all over TV. Most notably, he was the voice of Smucker's Jelly. With a name like Smucker's, it has to be good. And he just had this great, gravelly, old man voice, right? It was just really cool. So you hear him young when he's young, and he sounds the same, and then he gets older, and his voice just kind of ages and cracks a little bit, but he's still got that same old Mason Adams quality. But it's stuff like that I want to talk to people about, old-time radio, old-time TV, the merging of old-time radio into old-time TV, where they started seeing that they could just take a series right off of the radio and just write it for television, just add direction, boom, give it a set, add direction, some props, and we got us a, you know, we can take Gunsmoke and put it on television, you know. And we got to get rid of Robert Conrad, though. He's a big round guy, and the sheriff is supposed to be a really tall, lean guy, and we got this round guy, William Conrad. So they had to replace him. but the show lived on the radio forever, and then it went to TV and was the longest drama on TV for the longest time, you know. That was the longest running series, and then it just got passed up recently. I think probably by The Simpsons or some stupid show like that. But yeah, the way radio paved the way for how we watched television, you know, because it was a merging of old-time radio and the movies, and they created this hybrid television, and look where it's gone. You know, it's gone crazy, and now it has evolved from all these other things together combined have created this platform, YouTube, right? So we've got what helped to create YouTube: television, radio, the movies, technology, the computers, right? The new technology, the phones, and all of the applications, social media. You know, it's a frenzy, right? And then it's like a conglomeration of all of these things, you know. And because you can do so much on YouTube, it's not just about watching videos. You can watch videos that last, you know, a day. You can watch live stuff that's never ending, right? You can play games. You can post comments and post posts, right? He posted a post. But yeah, it's crazy what you can do on this one platform. You know, you can do a lot of the similar stuff on like Facebook and TikTok and stuff. You can't really catalog stuff as well on Facebook. I haven't gotten into TikTok and Instagram enough to know how to do anything, or if I even like it, right? It's just another thing, you know. And my intention was to use TikTok and Instagram to upload short video trailers and promos to get people over to YouTube, right? But I never have the time to be a 3-4 platform guy. You know, I share my stuff over to Facebook, and that's pretty much it. Because I go right back onto YouTube, and I'm working here, dealing with stuff. And if I spread myself out too thin, it's going to become more taxing and more like a job, and I'm just going to get burned out, you know. I'm trying to make this weekly thing here so that first of all, I can walk away from it at any time and not do a live broadcast during normal schedule hours, right? Because of family stuff. I can just walk away and say, all right, I gotta go, I can't be here today, I got this going on. So that's important. And to have it so that it takes care of itself within the business day. I get up in the morning, I do the live show, I get to do the live show, hang out with my wife, do a family thing for a little while, take a little bit of a nap, get up, do some work, do my evening show, and then in the evening finish off my work, so that every day during the week takes care of the weekly stuff during that week, but also sets up the following week, so that when I get to the weekend, when I get to Friday night, I'm not running around thinking, oh my God, I got to do this and I got to do that. You know, I want to free up my weekends completely. So when I'm not busy, I'm not busy when my family's not busy, right? And I'm not busy on the weekends so that I can do normal work stuff, because that's when we work. So, yeah, I'm just trying to get everything scheduled so that this is a no-brainer. I can just go into autopilot, get up, sit at the computer, create a bunch of content, and upload it to Premiere, do my promo, and be done for the week. And try to do that within a few days. When the computers are running fast and I'm running fast, I can really bang out a lot of content in one day. You know, my hope is that that come Monday, I'm banging out the rest of the radio shows for the month and finishing off the following week's programming, the second week in July. So that by the end of the first week in July, I should hopefully have the whole month programmed and be into August. I should be able to get all the way through the 2nd of August programmed by the end of the first week, July. That's my hope. That is the plan, Stan. And if I can create a routine of making that happen, you know, then it just frees me up to work on other stuff. You know, and then once I'm on physical, actual hiatus and I'm not involved in any live stuff other than playing music, because I'll continue to do the nighttime nonsense and nostalgia show, I just won't be there. It'll just be music playing. I may pop in occasionally and wave, but that's going to be about it. Just to let you know I'm still alive, you know, propped up, you know, weekend at Bernie's here. Totally. Yeah, man. So, anyways, man. I gotta find that microphone. And I gotta get a long, wide camera angle set up in here so that basically you can see everything that I'm doing when I stand up and go from end to end, open up a drawer, pull something off a shelf, and you're there with me, right? And then maybe have it set up so that I can push a button and just open a book and you're looking down right at it. I can just stand in a spot where there's a camera, or put it up on my board here with a camera on it. So that's still in the thinking here. I'm letting my mind wander, thinking where that damn microphone can be. I'll just start now. I swear I had it sitting on a little tripod like this. I had it sitting on this thing, and I popped it off to take it to use, and to use this, and I put that microphone somewhere. It's got to be in a little box or bag somewhere, but I just have so much crap collected everywhere. I can't keep track of anything. I need a Boy Scout, right? I need a kid who wants to spend the summer helping bring boxes in and help me label and catalog stuff. That's what I need, right? I need a kid to show up over here, wants to make a few bucks a day, hanging out, you know, free lunch, and free entertainment, but basically and free learning, you know, but help me go through all of this crap and just catalog it, you know. Okay, let's make lists of things and sub-lists, and just and not only that, let's clean things up. Take each individual TV guide and put it in its own baggie, each individual 8-track in its own baggie, nice, sealed up nice and tight. You know, have everything cataloged, prices, put them in bags with prices on the bags, not on the actual thing, so that I'm not cleaning something up and then putting a sticky label on it, right? You get a kid who wants to learn about old electronics and have him help me, him or her, have him help me fix a bunch of these old electronic things, you know. Bonus the kid by giving the kid a bunch of different things, you know, so that they then get into collecting old stuff as well and pass it on down, right? Pass on the disease. So that would be cool. I gotta warm this up again. Again. Yeah, that would be totally cool, you know. Even or if somebody, you know, somebody a little older, I don't know, but somebody who wants to just more than, you know, earn a few bucks, actually learn about this stuff and enjoy it and take home some things, you know. Can I take this to put it on my wall? Oh yeah, man, do it. Go for it. You know, here, take this and this too. You know, if you're gonna have that, you gotta have these. You know. Yeah, I mean those wall displays, you know, where you can attach your LP to these pockets and display your records and stuff. Now that's something for the younger generation, and for them to have that on their wall and to have a bunch of original, you know, LPs and stuff, picture discs and whatnot. That would be cool. I could accommodate stuff like that. You know, get someone to help me catalog my videos and recordings and everything, and then let them make copies of whatever they want. Right? Yeah. I mean, pardon me. Give the kid an 8-track player and a fistful of 8-tracks, and then let them curate their own set of 8-tracks from then on, and give them stuff so that they could record music. You know, that's what we used to do. Shit, we used to stick a cassette in the player and turn on our favorite radio station, you know, and then just hit record. And record, you know, 90 minutes of KMET, you know, or Dr. Demento, you know, or The Seventh Day. Just some great old radio, you know. Which is another thing that I like to try to find, is old-time radio stuff. You know, old commercials, KMET news broadcasts and that stuff, and try to bring that. So yeah, sometimes it's hard to find, but when I find it, I'm like, yeah, this is cool. So I need to. There are some things that I need to break down, edit out a bunch of music so that I can then use it. Just use segments. I can literally spend all day on my computer, on the internet, just going through, just scrolling through thousands and thousands of files of movies and music and TV and even old video game software, you know. I mean, there's just so much out there, and people are so willing to share it and save it, and share whatever they've recorded on video cassette 50 years, 40 years ago, so yeah, it's fucking awesome. It's awesome. There's just so much out there, and then so much that people have saved from old films, 16 millimeter films, 8 millimeter stuff, and they just digitize it and save it, and it's just there, right? And it's essentially lost to time unless we dig it up and share it, right? And that's my intention of 4 shows a day, is to bring you that old content, because it's there. It's just going to sit there if I don't bring it to you, if someone doesn't bring it to you. And there's a lot of people on YouTube bringing you this old stuff. I'm just bringing it to you my way. At some point, it'll be cataloged in playlists, right? When there's enough other old-time radio there, then it'll get broken down into sub-playlists: Dragnet, Nightbeat, The Shadow, and then you can go through. Right now, it's just kind of a hodgepodge of stuff on my channel, over 300 videos, and over 100 of those videos are just old content, So at some point I'll go through and sit back, probably when I'm on hiatus, I'll sit and go through and write out stuff, okay, here are going to be my playlists. Let me move stuff around, create the playlist and move stuff around. Get everything straightened out, do it on a time where I've got everything programmed for the month, and I got 3 weeks to kill, and I know one of those weeks I got to bang out a bunch of shit for the next month. I've got to get August up and running sometime before the middle of July. I've got to have all of August done, because August is a big deal. And then at the end of August, my daughter's going to start at the university down here, and that's going to possibly take up some of my time. She has a friend attending the school, so hopefully their schedules will line up, so at least they're there on the same day. And if, the best thing would be that one of them has a class in the morning and one of them has a class in the afternoon, right? And they can go down together, and one person is doing work in the library and one person is in a class, and they just trade and then come home together, right? They can save gas, they can save time by knocking out the schoolwork then, right? And then hopefully her friend will be able to get her work schedule situated. Now that's tough, going to college and working. I won't let my daughter do it. Right now her sole focus should be her schoolwork. She's got summer off. We'll make the kid get a job in the summer. Fuck that. She's earned the right to decide what she's going to fucking do. The president's list 4 years in a row at college. A pluses all the way across the board. A 4.0 plus GPA, graduating tops in her class with honors, graduating with 3 degrees. She just showed me 2 of them, One of them is a transfer that she's not going to get until she graduates university. Then she gets her 3rd degree, right? She got a general education, Associate of Arts, and a liberal arts, and then she's going to get a bachelor's in psychology, right? So does she need to work? No. If she wants money, she can stay in school and earn it, or she can get out into the world and earn it. she knows right now that her place should be working on herself, i.e. going to school. There's going to be plenty of time for her to become a frickin' slave out in the world and work her ass off. You know, I would prefer, and because of our financial hardships, it's easy for her to get grants and scholarships and money given to her to go to school. So that's how she earns her money. She earns her money by getting good grades. And, you know, while she saves most of it, she rewards herself with concerts and records, buying a lot of records. She buys a lot of records. I wonder where she got that from. Totally. Let me see here. But, yeah. Things are going to be busy in August. And in September and October. So I really need to figure out a good routine, a good cycle, a good schedule for programming, not just on where things go on the channel, but how to get from here to there, right? A list. Okay, I need this many movies for the week, and I need, you know, educational films, and I need this many TV shows or made-for-TV movies, and then I need one good feature film, whether it be a made-for-TV feature movie or one that was aired on TV with commercials or whatnot, or something that we can just get away with putting on there, but something really good on Friday. You know, bounce back and forth between, you know, shows like Nova and sitcoms and, you know, 1 hour dramas and In Search of and that kind of stuff. And then, but on Friday, give us a really good, heavy movie to watch. And I think next Friday's movie, if YouTube is going to accept it, it's going to be a humdinger. It's going to be a humdinger. It's one that I actually own on DVD, but I found a recording where someone has dressed it up with all the commercials and put a nice vintage screen around it, and it's just really cool. So I'm hoping that I'll get away with uploading it. A lot of the music that I do on the nighttime show doesn't pass muster for the entire globe, so it's blocked in like Russia, and it's got copyright claims, so I can't monetize my channel, which is not my intention anyway. But I can bring it to you, and I can share it, and we can watch it. And we'll see how long that lasts. Yeah. What are we looking at? Ooh, 6:30. Well. So, Throwback Thursday. Anybody got any suggestions on what we can go check out in the past? Anybody? Anybody at all? Anybody? Anything? Because I'm up for suggestions. Let me check my phone here that I'm not used to checking. I'm just not into the whole phone thing, I like computers, and I like the idea of talking on a phone. That's why I've got an actual phone with a cord on it. But I don't like those little things. I really don't. The little flat things. I liked it when they were like communicators, where they were flip phones, and you could open it up and talk on a phone, an actual phone. They've turned into these things that I just don't understand. It's taken me years to get to where I'm comfortable with the phone I have, and now I got this iPhone here, and it's fucking alien to me, and it pisses me off because I get into it. It's like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing here. I don't know how do I just go? I would just want to go back, you know, and it just drives me nuts, you know. It's like, I go to my daughter, would you do this for me and show me how to do it while you're doing it, you know? And then she'll show me, and it'll be like, it'll just evaporate. You know I was supposed to go here, damn it, and I'm clicking, but it ain't working. The old guy syndrome, right? I need my underdog pill. Underdog pill. It's like an Alzheimer's pill. Yanomamos. Yeah, okay, so that is going to be a good movie, and I'm just going to keep trying to pick. I'm not picking stuff at random. I'm picking stuff that either I've seen or I've wanted to see, something where I've been involved, enjoying the series of things, and so I want to bring that, you know, any number of reasons. But I kind of bring them in a hodgepodge, random order, you know. 4 o'clock, it could be a 20-minute, 15-minute movie, or it could be a 2-hour movie, you know. Same thing at 8 o'clock. It could be a TV show, half-hour TV show, or a 3-hour movie. Could be anything. Could be anything. I'm tired. It's mainly because I'm drinking half decaf here. I think it's probably a good reason why. I should go check on a dog. I'll be right back. All right, let me turn that off. Alrighty, I'm back. I'm back, baby. So, yeah, the dogs. Let me out. Let me go into this room. Guy goes into one room and says, nah, I don't want to be here. Let me put me back in the other room. And there you are. So, yeah, I got my guitar. Got my guitar ready here. And I'm taking a guitar in a case that's, you know, if I were to get mugged by a busker who needs a guitar, I'd give him the guitar and not worry so much about it. You know, the guitar came from a frickin' tweaker anyway. He thought he was doing me a favor giving it to me. But I'm also going to take my cane and I don't know if I'm going to take a video camera. I think that's a little bit much. I think we'll just use my iPhone and have my wife just take videos with the iPhone. Cinematic, you know, we'll go widescreen and just do all of the shots like that. Okay, just record. Just record, you know, and go back and forth from this, zoom in a little bit, come in and out, you know, just try to catch some shots. Try different filters and whatnot. I mean, I can change stuff on my editing programs, so I pretty much just need raw video, just regular raw video. What's up, babyface? Man, my head is out of it today. It's that damn bad weed, and I hate it when I get a bad batch of weed, you know. It just throws me off. It just totally throws me off. And it doesn't happen too often, you know, but it's a bummer when it does. So now I have to, you know, get something really good to offset having something not so good. Find a good quarter of something good quarter ounce of something stinky, something to peel my brain, to peel my skull back. I can scoop out my brain and eat it. Right? Wow, man, that dude is freaked out. He's talking about eating his own brain, man. No shit. Anybody who woke up and put this show on is probably gone or passed the fuck out. God, this guy is so fucking boring. Yeah, tell me about it. I'm putting myself to sleep here. Alright. So, right, this show might run its course at some point. When I come back, I may do a 2-hour show. Season 4 might be a 2-hour deal, from 6 to 8. You know, I don't know, maybe I'll take a poll. And I'll jam it right up. You know, I'll figure something out. Or maybe I'll keep my 5 o'clock and then just shorten it an hour, so I'm over an hour before a radio show premieres. Yeah, I'll have to put some serious consideration into that. And also, going so far ahead in the programming, I can start working on holiday themed shows, right? I can gather up props. I can deal with decorations. I can deal with programming appropriate material for the week of and the day of the holiday, right? I don't think I'm going to be playing Christmas music the day after Thanksgiving. I usually don't play Christmas music at all in my house, save for maybe the day of Christmas. Christmas Eve and Christmas. You might hear music, Christmas music in the house on those 2 days, but that's it. Maybe in July, Christmas in July, yeah, I might watch a Christmas movie. Or, really? You don't say? Do you want to go outside? Do you want to go outside? Do you want to go outside? Okay. Let me take Big Dog out here. Come on. Come on. Take you outside. So, let's see. Oh yeah, so Charlie's here. Charlie's visiting from Arizona. Took the bus. Brave kid. It's like a half dozen times, right? Well, that's awesome. So, you know, long distance relationships are tough, but you know, you make it work if you want it to work. So yeah, so we've got some food planned. I think Mom's making tacos. She got a big hunk of beef, and she's gonna chop that up and saute it for a few hours until it becomes shredded beef, and then make tacos and burritos and stuff. So that'll be cool. Kids will probably be macking on that for a day or so. And then Natalie wants Mom to make pozole, which is one of those traditional Mexican dishes. I'm not so much into pozole. I'm more like into birria. But pozole's okay. I like the hominy, lots of hominy. They got a big giant can of hominy this time. That guy likes hominy. The big corns, the big fat corns. That's good stuff. Isn't that what they make corn nuts out of hominy? I believe so. Good stuff, though. Good stuff. So we'll be doing that. I think that having mentioned that I need to start putting on some weight, so that after I go through my procedure, it's okay to lose a little weight and try to switch my diet around so that I'm have a more of a protein intake, right? Even after, especially after. So I'm looking into a lot of soft meat menu ideas. So cooking that meat for several hours, a couple hours in a pan, sautéing it till it's just like falling apart in your mouth. That's important, because I could take that, mash it up with some beans, more protein, and rice and cheese and sour cream and little diced tomatoes and shredded lettuce, and actually have something and mix that up with some chopped up really soft tortilla, and boom, I'm eating. So I'm going to be working on a lot of meals like that, along with drinking protein drinks and Ensure, and trying to manage the whole thing without drastic weight loss, because I've seen it happen to people. All of a sudden they're just skin and bone overnight, and that's already happened to me. So I'm trying to bounce back from that first. Hello? Let's see, is that noise from the air conditioner? Yeah, it looks like I'm getting a little bit of a little waiver down there, but it looks like most of it was from the air conditioner. Well, that's cool. I like having everything on remote, right? Even my old cameras and shit, I've got those old remotes with the, even with some with the cord, like my old cameras. That's pretty cool. Yeah, what I really need is some kid who just wants to sit and learn about all of this shit, and on occasion, and get paid a little money, and on occasion take home a couple of little things to dress up his room and to get him or her into collecting. That would be really cool. That's what I need. Some bright youngster, anywhere from their early teens into their late 20s, somebody who just wants to enjoy the past, That'd be cool. Because I do that with my daughter, you know. But she's not, she doesn't want to sit and go through all my shit. She's seen it all. You know, she don't need to drag it out with me and see it again and go through it. There's some stuff, yeah, but, you know, past the records, past the things that I'm probably just going to give to her at the end anyway. Yeah. It's just not her bag, baby. Got a whole stack of Time and Life magazines. Some BAM magazines from the 80s. A bunch of other weird tribute magazines and stuff. We've got a 1982 Radio Shack catalog. A shitload of yearbooks. Records. Just records. Forever. And ever and ever. Just records that go on and on. The 45s alone, I've probably got 1,000 of them. At least. Well, I can't say that. Maybe between the 45s and the 78s, I've probably got 1,000. I've probably got 5,000 or 6,000 records, right? All right, at least 3,000 records. I'm thinking about the size of the stacks. Combined with all of the stuff I've got in the room here and the stuff in the garage, yeah, probably about 3,000 records. 3,000 or 4,000 records, including 45s and 78s, all of the vinyl. That's not bad for an old poor guy. I mean, I've really found most of this stuff for a steal, you know, getting it a whole lot of stuff. And people just, you know, well, it's going to the garbage if you guys don't want it. So, fuck, you know, let me make 20 loads in my little car and bring it all home. And then figure out what I'm going to do with it, right? Just save it first. And then if you have to rehome it, then do that. I hate when people use that term on animals. I'm going to rehome my pet. Rehome your face. Right? Never have a pet again. If you ever use the term rehome for one of your pets, never ever have another pet. Ever. They don't deserve that. And you don't deserve to have a pet. Yeah, but I can't take the new pet into my apartment. Well, find a fucking place that you can take your family members. All of them. And if you can't, you don't deserve to have family members like that. Period. Period. Sorry, I get thrown off on a tangent. And don't ever cage an animal in front of me for any reason other than they get a little kooky in the car and we're taking them to the vet or we're moving. Other than that, I don't fucking see a dog in its home, you know, 1,500, 2,000 square feet, and the dog has to sit in a fucking cage, right? Yeah, pets aren't pets aren't for people who want to accessorize their life. Pets are for people who give a shit about other forms of life, right? I.e. people and animals, right? And putting an animal in a cage for most of its life shows a lack of competence in dealing with animals, and therefore you should not have one, right? There was a time when I was young, and I realized that as a 20-year-old, I shouldn't have a pet, right? I wasn't old enough and stable enough or in the right frame of mind to have a pet. And then once you do have one, you're responsible for that thing for its entire life, or your life. You know, it's not like fucking a car that you could just sell off to somebody else. You know, it's not a coat that you could just give away. You know, that creature looks at you as a family member, and when you do that, it breaks my fucking heart to think about people who could just do that. Let me just rehome this animal. Rehome your fucking face. I'll rehome your face. You know, grow up. Mm-hmm. Anyways. Yeah. Dog just finds a corner under a chair somewhere and just crawls up and just goes out. Totally. Well, it's just about 7 o'clock. I am going to hang in here until now on to 8 o'clock. And then I'm going to order something and then lay down. Set my alarm. But I've got to get some good rest, and I got to get rid of this pain. It's like every day I've been smoking this mediocre weed. It doesn't take care of my pain enough at all. And so every day the pain has gotten worse and worse. And now, tomorrow I got to be in the car all day. So I got to deal with pain today so that tomorrow's not a bummer. So I just got to get a quarter of something really, really good. Some fancy pants stuff. I can finish this stuff off here. Because it's okay for my head, but I can't rely on it for my body. So I'm going to have to augment it with some really good stuff. That really throws a kink into the conch, you know? I hate that. Oh, there's a dog. I'll be right back. Well, that dog is such a drama queen, you know? Sam. He's like, I don't know what to do. You know, walk your ass up the ramp and get into bed. Oh my gosh, I can't get there from here. Can you help me? Can you lift me up? Can you pick up my little booty and put me in the bed? Little goober, clickety-clackety. Into the room, out of the room, into the room, out of the room, up to the bed, back to the bed. Man. That dog. So it looks like I need a little bit different light change in here. Back when I was over here, I had this light on this side and this light on this side. It was pretty good. Now I'm kind of in the dark here. I'm getting a little bit of light off of these screens, but not much. Yeah, not much at all, yeah. Maybe I will put a little fluorescent light over my screen here, aimed down at my console, because that just might throw enough light up to brighten my face, right? Otherwise, I'll just put another one of those clip-on lights aimed up at the ceiling over here and give me a little refracted light down upon my head, my face here. Because I don't want anything shine directly at me. You know, I've already got a shine going on up here. Look, and I got a double shiner. Right. Alright, yeah. So, 7 o'clock, people. 7 in the a.m. And, I don't know, all I can think about is programming and not being here tomorrow. And being out doing something again. David shot me a text yesterday and was going to come by. And then, of course, as expected, he worked his ass off doing something else and tired himself out. So good for him. And I'm going to do the same thing tomorrow. I'm going to go work my ass off driving and cruising around LA, getting some video. And then get myself tuckered out. That'll be great. You know. And then if I got some good weed to come home to, I might get some good sleep, right? If I can get to sleep 3 a.m. Saturday morning, I just might sleep till noon, right? Just maybe. Yeah, that weed just is not working for long-term pain, really. It's causing more pain because it's not curing the pain that it's supposed to. And it's just all leading to more pain, which means I'm going to have to finish with this and eat a little something, but not much, so that I can just lay down, close my eyes, turn my head off, and try to get this pain to go away. I've been eating a half of a prescription ibuprofen a day because the pain's coming back in force. It's always there, but I can usually stay separated from it. The last few days have just been hell. And last night my wife's like, is it too late to get a delivery? And I'm like, yeah. So it's like this morning is going to be my only hope. It's either drive down and pick it up, which is even worse because I won't get to rest my head, or just get it delivered, and then I can take a break from my body and close my eyes for a couple of hours, and then get a delivery, and then just extract myself right out of this pain situation. Just right out, yeah. And no more of that brand. I think that's the second time that I got that brand that's done this to me. And I'm over it. I'm over it. Cheap weed. I remember back in the day getting cheap weed, and it was like, they call it dirt weed. And it was just brown and nasty, and it was all stemmy and seedy, and it had a horrible taste. And it didn't really get you high. You had to smoke a bunch of it to get you high, and then you wound up smoking so much of it that you got a little bit of a buzz, but then you get a headache, you know. And I think the last time that I bought weed from a dealer, from just some guy out of his house, it was dirt weed, and it was like, and it was all I could get, and I drove 2 hours to get it, 2 hours back, and was just so disappointed that it was like, you know what, fuck this, I'm gonna get my medical card, and I'm gonna just go to the dispensary, because I'm driving 4 hours round trip for dirt weed, and I could drive, you know, less than an hour to the desert here and get, you know, high quality prescription marijuana. And that was a big change. And that was like over 10 years ago when I made that change. Yeah, that was a while back. Best thing I ever did, right? And then, of course, once marijuana went legal in California as a recreational schedule, it was, you know, I didn't need to get a medical card anymore. Pay a little, you pay the taxes, but, you know, the hassle of going to get a card every year and then ordering it from a place that only does medical, you know. I imagine if I did it that way, I could probably, in the long run, save a few bucks. But in the long run, it'd probably be too much legwork to be worth it, right? So, what I really want to do is spend some time getting to know all of this stuff better. I really, really need to take myself to school on this stuff and learn how to do a lot of the stuff that it can do. You know, I'm just using about 20 to 30% of its capabilities at this point. And it's gonna, once, you know, it's gonna take me further and further and further. And I'm hoping that as the show grows, so will my knowledge of how to use all of this stuff, and just keep creating a better and better and better show. You know, remember when we started off, it was a couple of videos and a morning show where I just sat here drinking coffee going, yep, it's morning. That was it. And after a week it evolved, and after a month, after a season, it kept changing and growing and evolving. And now this channel has just become out of control. And the fact that I've learned how to navigate to the places that I can find all of the stuff that I'm putting on the channel. You know, I mean, most of the old time radio stuff I've already got on file. Just tons of old recordings. All of this new music, this new old music that I'm playing in the evenings, all of that's new to me. That's all coming from other sources. My brother the other night asked me, are you playing this from actual records? Are these the old man's records? And I explained to him, no, this is just people who've digitally copied all of that stuff already, so I don't have to do any of that. They've done the legwork. All I got to do is find it. Let my fingers do the walking. So, yeah. And I'm not going to guarantee the show's going to go till 8 this morning, because if the house wakes up a little bit earlier, I might just cut it rather than go dead mic for the last 15 minutes of the show or something. And then it looks like they got stuff for breakfast as well. So hopefully I can get a little bit of food. And if not, I'll just have like a bagel, a little mini bagel and cream cheese. Scarf that down with some orange juice and then go lay down. Of course, I'm going to have to make that order first. Right? Because that's important. It keeps me from taking a bunch of fucking pills. Because I pretty much smoke the same amount of weed every week. All right? The more I do, the more active I am, the less I smoke throughout the day. I'll usually have to do a little bit in the evenings and a whole bunch in the mornings. The mornings because I'm waking up and have a huge connection to all of my pain. So I need to disconnect from that. Once I disconnect from that pain, I can just kind of maintain that throughout the day with a hit here and a hit there. And then if I'm really busy throughout the day, then I don't really focus so much on taking hits all the time. And then when I get home in the evening, I'll have to bang out a few bong loads to quell the pain and to get me to where I can turn off and try to get some rest. So, you know, it stays about the same intake-wise. Whereas if I start taking pills, I'll start off, you know, with half a pill, and then I'll move up to a pill, and then it'll be 2 pills and 3 pills, and then pretty soon you're taking 6 pills a fucking day, and then you're all plugged up, and you can't get anything done, you can't think, you can't shit, you can't eat, you know. And if you're not digesting correctly, then after a while you just have this big hard ball of semi-digested pill mass, right, in your body. And that's no good. You know, you feel like a bear after hibernation trying to shit out a plug, you know. It's horrible. It'll tear you up. So I try to avoid pharmaceutical narcos and pills and even Tylenols and ibuprofens and stuff, because it's not good for your liver. You know, I realize that smoking marijuana is not good for me at all. Internally, lungs, heart, liver, kidneys, all of that shit. It's all affected. But at the same time, do I want to now double down and start taking pills and do it quicker? No, I'm already taking hits pretty good to my body. I don't need to, you know, gouge myself with fucking pills and make it even worse. And the pills never really do it for me anyway. With some good pot, I can get up in the morning, have a couple of hits, some coffee, and be able to function throughout the rest of the day, you know, and then every couple of hours take a little hit, and then just maintain. And I think I'm not going to be able to do this decaf thing. I think I'm going to have to just keep this coffee full bore in the mornings and cut back on my caffeine intake the rest of the day. Cokes. Try to have fewer. I think I've only had 1 Coke a day. It's either lunch or dinner. I try not to have it for both meals. I try to have just one, and I never have a soda without food. Never. I always have food when I'm drinking a soda. It goes back to when I was young, and you know, on a hot day, you suck down an ice cold soda, and then you're puking up bubbles and stuff and foam, and it just tears you up on the inside because you got nothing else in your stomach. So I just started drinking water. Water, unless I'm eating something. And even drinking, I figured out that, you know what, even if you're going to drink, eat something. If you're going to drink all night, eat all night. Don't just fill your stomach full of beer or booze. Get some food in you too. Not only will it help even out your buzz and keep you alive the whole night, but it'll be better for your stomach. Right? Right? Right. Anyways, at this point I'm hoping that somebody wakes up and saves me from myself, so that I can close my eyes. Man, I just want to crawl into bed and close my eyes. Set my alarm for 8 and get up and order, and then set my alarm for whenever the order is going to be here. And like that, because I'm ready. Game over, man. Game over. I need to get some serious rest and quell this pain seriously today, and get ready for tomorrow. So I will probably be up late tonight working on videos for the week after next. And right after the show, I'm going to upload this movie for this Friday. I'm sorry, next Friday. And then it looks like I'm just working on the week after next. And that should be relatively easy. Should be relatively easy. So I'll probably draw up a schedule, an upload schedule, and come up with, okay, here's the 4 or 5 shows for the month, and let me get those into the program here. And do that every day. 4 times a day. Four shows a day, and then 2 live shows. 4 uploaded videos, 2 live streams, 5 days a week. If I get to where the uploading videos and stuff is a breeze, then it makes this a lot easier to recover into. But if my ass is dragging from working on so many videos, coming back to the screens is just a bummer. It's like, oh, I'm here again. And then all I can think about is videos, and I can't concentrate on actually being here. Good stuff, good stuff. Not strong, but it's good. Microphone, gotta find that microphone. And bring in that radio, and get that radio cleaned up and ready to put on screen. Redress my redress this shot here for old time radio, nighttime nonsense and nostalgia. That radio there where it says radio in green above the reel to reel, that radio on that album cover is similar to what I'm going to put there in place of the reel to reel. That's a good color brown too. I have to paint it. It's white right now. Somebody enameled it white, so I'll have to paint it brown so it looks good on camera. And then I need to get access to another camera. I need to get access to graphics keying up on its own camera feed. And then I need to get 3 or 4 USB cams hooked up through this other computer, so that I can load those cameras in and get different shots around the room. That's going to be important. That's going to be real important for season 4 of this morning show. Everything else is not, I don't need I need one camera for the nighttime nonsense and nostalgia show, and then a camera of me down in the corner, and that's it. It's a pretty basic show, and I don't always have to be there, and I won't be there when I'm on hiatus. But the morning show, I want to be able to get up and move around and take you with me and go look at this and that, and look at a book and have you see the pages with me, play a video game and have you see the video game with me, watch a video and have you watch it with me, listen to stuff, the works, so that you get more of the sense that you're here, so I'll be really trying to hone that down so that it works. So having some time off is really going to help with that, provided I utilize my time correctly. Of course, I'll probably get all of this time off to do this stuff, and work will pick up, and then I'll have no time at all, right? No extra time. Because this does require a lot of extra time. It requires 5 days a week, most of the days. It doesn't require much on the weekends now. But I really have to put my all into it. During normal business hours here at Elsinore Brothers Studio. Yep. I am just whooped. Totally whooped. Whooped. I'm not sure how that sounds. Testing, check. That air conditioner's not bad. I mean, you can totally tell that it's an air conditioner, but other than that, it's not as loud as it sounds out here. I mean, it's just kind of a slight whispering hum in the headphones, so that's cool. I think it's gotten a little bit louder since I moved a little bit. I moved a few feet in that direction toward the air conditioner, and I think it's gotten a little louder in the microphone. I could put a sound baffle in front of it, a pillow or a curtain or something, but then I wouldn't get the air, and that's why I've got it on, because it gets warm in here. It gets really warm. I got 2 computers, a monitor, 2 cameras, 4 lights, 5 lights. There's a lot going on in here. And then the sun's warming up coming through the window back there. Yeah, this is the time of the year where I keep those blinds pretty much down all the time, and I make sure that if they're open, I've got my turntable covered up. Because that sun will come in the morning, and after a few minutes, it's just roasting through that window. Just roasting, yeah. It's like that Twilight Zone where they're getting closer to the sun and everything's burning up and there's no water. Yeah, I'm parched. They're making me thirsty. Water. I need water. Holy hell. Somebody's stirring. Is it even a mouse? Yeah. Last night's show was fun. I'm having fun with it. During my hiatus, I think I'm going to get into organizing my music and organizing my commercials and news and going after a whole lot more content. It's all in the searching. You either have to scroll through countless files and then investigate the files that look like it might have what you need, or try to come up with some kind of keyword that's going to take you in the search to where you want to go, right? So I do both. I was like, oh, there's a good keyword, and I'll type that and I'll search that for a while, and then I'll like, it's not taking me, and I go back, you know, and then start scrolling again. Find a good collection or file of stuff, and then scroll through that looking. You know, it's great when I'm looking for one episode and I find a whole collection of episodes, right? Or a whole collection of seasons. That's like it's like winning the lottery, right? When I stumbled upon all of that Saturday Night Live, I was just sitting down to eat, so I was like, you know what? Let's watch some of it. And we watched, you know, George Carlin and what was his name? Preston. Anyway, what was her name? Anyway, we watched like the first episode of Saturday Night Live, you know, and it was great. We watched the first part of it. Completely different from what it evolved into, but it was really, really cool. Andy Kaufman was there. Janice Ian. I can't get that guy's fucking name. Yeah. Nothing from nothing leaves nothing. But you gotta have something. If you want to be with me, yeah, be with me. Ooh, that guy. That was great. That was fun. I'm going to try to grab an episode of that and see if I get away with uploading it. Now, because I'm not monetized, this is a non-profit channel. I don't see any money off of this from anyone connected to YouTube. It's possible I will get away with bringing you the first season of Saturday Night Live, right? In its entirety, episode after episode. If that's the case, then it will be airing at 11:30 local time, Pacific Standard, just like it used to back then, because I can do that. So we'll see. Like, I found a lot of In Search Of. I found a lot of That's Incredible. Not so much Delta House, but it's already there. It's already on YouTube. Once I get the programming figured out completely and working on a regular schedule, then I'll work on my playlists and get those squared away, so it'll be easier to find Gildersleeve or X-1 or, you know, whatever videos are going on. They should be they should be easy to manage, easy to get through, easy to find, you know. A lot of this content that I bring, you can only find in the live nighttime show, you know. I mean, at the nighttime show, I'm bringing you upwards of 16 songs and a dozen or more commercials, right? And you can only find it there on that particular show in that particular order, right? So that's pretty cool. I don't bring any of these songs to you individually on the channel. If you want to hear them, you got to watch a show. That's the way it is. That's just the way it is. Yep. Oh. Sounds like the house is starting to wake up. All right, people, I am going to call it quits for the day. Let me go ahead and sign off. It's a little bit early, but that's okay. That's all right. We can do that because it's my show. Because it's my show, people. What are you going to do? Nothing from nothing leaves nothing. But you got to have something. If you want to be with me, I want to be with me. Ooh. Alright, morning show, closing sequence. Alright, people, I will see you back here bright and shiny this evening, ready to go on and bring you some entertainment. So be sure to come back. Be sure to bring your time travel kit and be ready to have fun. Alright. Stay weird, everybody. Love you. See you later. Woo!